Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, we've got Segaby Flamjing playing the Tier 7 Yukon, a, a ship that most of us are not all that familiar with. Let me pull up some information on it for you. I can share that with you while we're watching this.
General quarters.
And I'm going to go in here right now, change the settings, address the bug that was introduced with 10.5. These things won't stay set for replays. They work fine in the game. I don't have to mess with them in the game. They stay set just fine, but for replays, I have to go back in and do it manually each time. So, yeah, thanks for bearing with me while I do that. So what have we got in the Yukon? Well, essentially we got a King George V, but it's a Commonwealth ship. The guns are 381s. Got 3 barrels on each of 3 turrets for 9 total guns. Reload of 31.5 seconds. 180-degree turn time of 45 seconds. Firing range 15.65 kilometers. But when you put the spotting plane up, you can see that expands out quite a bit to 18.8 kilometers, which is much better. Because in this ship, you're going to very often, if you're playing it in randoms, be tiered upward and facing tier 8 and 9 battleships. It's got 60,500 hit points. Decent, not great. Max speed of 28 knots. A little bit more if you put a flag on it. Tell you what it says here on the WoW's wiki as far as the pros of the ship. Gun caliber is enough for AP shells to overmatch 26mm plating. That is very good. AP shells have short fuse timers, which reduce chances of over-penetration. That's also very good. A decent AA suite, though short-ranged. But really, what has decent AA in this current meta? Excellent concealment for a battleship. Incredibly quick rudder shift for a battleship. And has access to what is called specialized repair teams, which is essentially what's called super heal. The cons of this ship: second worst main battery firing range in the tier, poor main battery traverse speed, firing arcs. Come on, come on, come on. Let's hope that lands for a good, decent, with 3 overpens. Slower than average main battery reload. Lacks improved HE penetration compared to the UK version of the ship. Poor armor, most of the ship covered in 26mm common plating. Large and exposed citadel block, which rises well above the waterline, so you do not want to show broadside in this thing. And even against a Gneisenau at that range, that has to hurt. Oh, man. So, if you're like me watching this right now and saying, would I like to play the Yukon? I'd have to say so far, probably not. And the last of the cons, incredibly vulnerable to HE penetrations and AP overmatch because of the armor, right? You can see that HE is loaded. The Z39 is pushing toward the corner, but it remains to be seen whether he's actually going to let himself get blapped. The Akatsuki's going to head out there and kind of meet him. See, our hero has angled appropriately to avoid eating more than maybe 1 torpedo. I can't believe that Z39 is just going to sit there like that. He's about to get blapped. It's going to be all over for the Z39. Yeah, that's that. 1 down. So we know that at like range 3 or 4, Yukon can hit something and do a little bit of damage. And probably going to eat a torpedo here. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to avoid this last one. No flood, just shy of 11,000 damage. Back to AP, because Gneisenau is showing no respect at all. Now you got to remember, Gneisenau's got torpedoes. There we go. That's a little bit better. Still not what I would call good. I would probably switch targets and just blap the New Orleans. This thing can probably... Now look at how much this thing's going to heal. Look at that thing. Yeah, that's insane. Well, our hero decides to stick with the Gneisenau. That's a good shot at range 4. If that's what it takes, you got to get that close to hurt a Gneisenau. All the advantages are with Gneisenau in that case. He must have already used his torpedoes. Gneisenau, if he's smart, is turning hard to starboard so we can get torpedoes on our hero as he crosses behind this island. And that's what I was talking about before. There's no way New Orleans was going to be able to handle these guns. And Gneisenau did spin around. The torpedoes are on the way, but it's not going to work. And Gneisenau's about to get sunk. So great game, brother. Thank you very much for sending the replay file. Those of you watching with me, I really appreciate you spending a few minutes with me. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.